Hi there, welcome back to City Skylines, HeightMapped Intermediate Series. This is episode 69, and I thought maybe since I promised you a walkthrough, we'd do it right here where we ended. We'd check out these little parks right here. I just thought it would be nice to walk through the parks. Suppose maybe we should walk through on whatever path we can find back here. I didn't connect them yet, so we're not going to find paths that are going to get us from one park to another, but there's a fella. He's a tourist. And here, if I can, later, I will try and make a little walkway that'll come down this way. Can't guarantee it'll work, but I can give it a shot. And then, of course, there's all of these beautiful parks that we can walk along, given that I can find a way down. I don't know if these parks have a walkway to go in on. Whoa! Tree trunk, and a mouse that won't work. Yay! Oh, I have to make this road. This road also, I need to, at some point in time, turn it into a road where people on bikes can ride along the road. Okay, it kind of looks like maybe... There's no way down. So you just kind of have to walk down wherever you can find an entrance. There we go. Okay. And I don't think I connected these yet either. No, I didn't. So I'll have to do that. Maybe then I can set up a little road in between them, like right here, that would go up the hill and connect with the sidewalk. Although it doesn't seem to be stopping people from coming into the park. This is our new neighborhood that we created in episode before the last one, or maybe 2 episodes before the last one. So it's pretty new. So the fact that there's nobody in there doesn't bother me, because it hasn't had time for people to discover it. There's barely been time for people to move into those apartments there. Okay, let's go back up here. Yeah, see, there are a few people up here. Not very many. Okay, there's one lady there who's going to run right into me if don't get out of the way. And another lady sitting here. So a few people, not very many. Yeah. Here comes somebody else. 2 more people. 3 more people. Okay, we're starting to get people in this neighborhood. Not very, boy, these houses, these apartments are up so close to the road, there's no yard or green space at all. And I really don't like that, but I still haven't been able to find a mod that will put a yard space in front. As I said in another series episode, I saw it once in somebody else's episode, and I didn't think at the time to comment to them and say, how'd you do that? And now I can't find it anymore. I don't know if they took theirs off or I'm just not looking in the right places any longer. Have no idea. Okay, well, there's a tourist. Okay, there's a tourist. And they always come first to the parks. And then after they've been in the parks for a day or two, sim time, day or two. Then the people from the locals start, getting into the parks. I mean, after all, they do have to go to work. They can't just go to the park. Okay, here comes somebody else. I can see someone there. Just very, very few people right now are coming down the street. And they're all walking faster than me. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to pop out of this here in a second because I want to go and make parks where we have a lot of noise pollution that's causing people to get sick. Okay. We're going to go across the water from the tourist area to Portside, where the Portside cargo boats are coming in here. Now, right behind this business area, which is all of these buildings and all of these buildings and that huge noisy port, if we look at this, we'll see with the noise pollution thing, we have a lot of noise pollution here. And it's making these people who are living here not particularly happy. And we have a freeway here that's causing more noise pollution. So I thought I would put a parkway right along here, and I created one. I didn't think you'd care to watch me try and put it together, so I'm not going to make you watch. But because of the noise, if you look at this area right here, when we put it on health, you'll see all of these guys are brown and green in this area. I think maybe parks will help. So I don't know if I can do it right over the top of the houses or if I have to remove them. But I am going to take out I'm going to de-zone this area right here. There. And I'm going to try and put parks in here just as tight as I can. I made some that are 4 deep that will go here and some that are 3 deep that can go in here. So we'll see what I can come up with. First I have to go find them. Okay, they should be easy to see. They're just chock-a-block full of trees. There they are. All 3 of them. Okay. This is the 4 deep. And I can stick those over here. I was hoping to get them to stick out a little bit, but I'm not going to be able to, so. And they don't have roads or paths in them. People just have to kind of go into them on their own. So, my nose is so stopped up today. Ah, I seem to be able to put a 4 deep. This is a 4 deep, right? Yeah, this is a 4 deep. And it's putting it on a spot where, oh, okay, that's why I need a 3 deep. 3 deep? 1 deep, 2 deep. Okay, 2 deep. I need a 2 deep here. And then right here, I'm going to try putting it back in 4 deeps as much as I can. And any place where it won't let me put in a 4 deep or a park per se, like these little spots in between, some of them where it's not letting me get the park in there, those, okay, that one I'll have to put a lot of bushes in too. There. Okay, so, okay. So the spots like this where there are other not enough trees for noise pollution. I think I have to go to the tools and then to the trees there. Yeah. Then in those spots, I'm going to try and fill those spots full of trees. See, there's a couple of spots here where they wouldn't come together. See, there's no park there, but I can put a bunch of trees in it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What have I got here? There we go. I accidentally moved that somehow. Don't know how. Okay, so now that we have these parks in here, we'll take a look at the noise pollution. Uh-oh, I forgot one little spot down here. Where are my trees again? Just noise pollution trees. Big trees, little bushes. Well, big trees, big bushes. In that spot, just to keep the noise pollution off. You know. It may block the view for the people that are living there. Okay, so now we can go down in here. Whoa. Where am I? Oh, I actually backed up into the business area. There we go. Okay, so this is the parks that we just put in next to these houses. There were houses where the parks were, but I decided to put a buffer. And these parks are really deep. If you walk into them, you can see that there's a lot of small bushes and large bushes and trees along the backs of them that hopefully, I mean, these babies are thick, you know, and they should create a decent enough buffer. There. And those trees that I put in the corner, that's these guys. And as you can see, they're pretty thick in here. Pretty thick. That should keep some noise out, right? And this is the noise that I'm trying to keep them from having, you know, right in their backyard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Because this is the port. Well, actually, that over there is the port, way over in the other. What do we got here? We got a little restaurant. Cool. And a fire department. And, okay, chicken burger, apparently. And then over here is the big noise maker. I have my ambient tuning down, noise tuning, way down, so you don't hear it very much. But this is the sort of place that usually causes a great deal of, see right here where the trucks are coming in, there's usually a lot of noise, but I turned down my ambient so I'm not getting any. Apparently, there should be a lot of truck noise right here. Okay, and right there is a ship that has just come in. Can't hardly see it through the trucks, but there it is, moving in and moving back out. can go over here and watch the trucks going in and out. Okay. Well, they would be going in. Here's another boat coming in. And I have a feeling if I try to walk up onto that piece that's up there, that, yeah, and a whole bunch of trucks coming out that are empty now that went in earlier because they just loaded onto those boats that are going to offload, and then I think I might get, yeah, I was afraid of that. I was afraid I'd get stuck here. I am now inside one of these boats, which is not what I wanted, but I can't, there's just too much stuff here. I can't, I'm not high enough as a first person to get in there and look without, 'cause see, I'm level with this ground. No matter what's up there next to it, I'm level with this ground. See if I can go out here and look. I could maybe stand out here and turn around at the gas station. Okay, so now I can see. Not that anything's happening right now. Of course not, because I want to see a boat come in. But anyway, that's where it would come in at. And you can see the cruise liners over there in the distance. Okay, so let's pop out of this. And you can see where we were was right down in here. And this is our parks that we put in. They've had a few minutes to establish themselves. Let's see if the noise pollution is at least a little bit less. Well, no, it isn't. And these guys are still unhappy. So maybe I need to put another set of parks here and empty this out. Do I have, I've got 9,000 coming in so I'm gonna take this park and set it to empty. And when it gets out of there, then I can put in another park right there. Wow. Okay, so I guess I have to put some more parks right across here. Maybe that'll help. Let's see what the medical shows. Yeah, we still have unhappy people. Maybe it'll get better though. I'll leave it as it is for now, and we will see. If it turns out that these people are still unhappy, I can't tell if they're getting less unhappy or more. But if this stuff turns green, then we'll know that they're okay. They're already sick in here, so I don't know if that'll... We'll come back and check it later. Okay. Okay, so I think now we've gone 18 minutes. I'm going to try and redo the metro lines. When I first created this area, I put all the metro lines on one line, as you can see, except for just this little one down here, which I think is still just one line. But all of this is one line that just goes in a big circle. And then I think there's a separate line here. So I'm going to check the metro lines, make them all different colors, and see what I have. Over here, you can click on the magnifying glass for metro and see everybody's the same color right now. So I think I want to make them different colors so I can tell who's who. Okay, I was trying for yellow. There we go. And this one can be white. And this one can be blue. But I want a light blue that'll show up. You know, because there's a black tunnel behind it, which makes a big difference. I think that'll work. Yeah, those are all different colors. And let's see what kind of metro lines we have here now. Okay, we have one huge metro line here that's blue that's going across the plateau and into the farmland. Well, I think what I'm going to do is cut this tunnel off here. First, put everything on hold. I'm going to, let's see, first I have to go in here to the metros, to the lines. It's the blue line, and I think I can eliminate the blue line over here. Yes, I can. I can go to the blue line, and then over here I can put it on the X and get rid of the line. Are you sure you want to delete the line? Yes. Okay, so now I have an empty tunnel, and I've discovered while I've been playing about that you don't need it to go around in a circular tunnel. It can go up the tunnel to the spot you want it to go to, and then you can have it go from there right back down the same tunnel back to that spot. It can be circular within one tunnel. This saves us a lot of expense because these tunnels, they cost us money constantly on a weekly basis. So why have more than we need? So now I can run a line just down from this one to this one where it says add a stop, and then go back over to this on the same tunnel and create it. And this should be, because it's the newest line, see now it's got two lines going in that same tunnel. And it's green right now, but I want to make it blue, and it'll be the most recent one. So it will be the one with the highest number, which is number 6. And I want to make that blue this time. I'll make it a little bit less blue there so that we can see it real good. Okay. And then, of course, the part of the line that went from this spot to this one is going to have to be worked on. So I'm going to add another new line. Right here it says create a new line. So I create one and I start it over here and I take it over here, add a stop, and then I come back and stick it here. Okay, now that one will probably be the next biggest number. And I need to find out which one that is. It's number 7 because that's the most lines we have. And we already have a green line, so I'm going to make this one orange. Really orange. There. Just so we can see which ones are which. Now we know we have a line here, a line here, and a line here. And in this station, we have 3 sets of trains coming in to this station. 3 sets. We have green trains, and we have blue trains, and we have orange trains. And if I speed this up, we might actually be able to see some. See, like there's a blue train right there, headed out into the blue lines. And there's an orange train headed out into the orange lines. Sooner or later, here comes a green train right down here. See? You see that? And people who want to get on the green train are green. People who want to get off the metro and go up into the public area are white. If you get down in here and take a look, people who want to get on the orange trains are orange, and people who want to get on the blue trains are blue. I don't know if you can see. I don't know how big it is for you on yours, but can you see the difference in the colors of the people? And the people coming down off the metro who haven't decided yet are white until they decide where they're going. Everybody getting off a train is white until they decide, oh, I want to be yellow, or oh, I want to be blue, or oh, I want to be green. Okay? Okay, now the green line has got way too much on it, but it looks like it's just oh, I see. It's a short little line that goes from here down to here, and then people get onto this white line, which is humongous, and it has 1, 2, 3 stops in it. So let's take this part out altogether. Let's get rid of the line first. So I have to find the white line and delete it. That's the white line. We'll take that one out. Okay, and I still have the tunnels, but I don't need all these tunnels. I don't need this tunnel at all. I really don't. Okay, so, or I don't need, maybe I don't need this tunnel. This is the tunnel I don't need. Yeah. Okay, so let's get rid of this tunnel. We'll just get down in here, because I have this one going all the way through. I don't need more. And that looks like a tunnel, but it's not a tunnel. It's a tunnel for roads. There. This is the tunnel we're working on right now. And even though there's a green line there, and there are buses or trains left behind, they will either work their way out or, there we go. I think they'll probably just pop over into the other line, or they'll disappear altogether and we'll start over. It doesn't hurt. This little train right here that you see, who has no line right now, when we take his tunnel and his line away, he will either disappear and reappear over here in this line, this new line, which is part of his line. It's part of where he was previously. So I'm kind of curious to see where he goes. He might just disappear and then reappear. So once we get done doing this and putting in a line, and here's another one, and putting in a line, we might want to, before we turn it on, hop onto one of those trains and see where he goes. Where does he go? Does he disappear and come back? Or what? See, now we're going by Newport side, which is another neighborhood, and there's a stop there. So we didn't need this one, which was the circle of the one that we're seeing earlier. Okay. And there's another train that's getting left out in the open. We'll see where he goes, if anywhere. Okay, so now we have a place for the line to go. We have to put the new line in here. We start it here, create a new line, and then we go all the way up to here. And that's as far as we go. And then we go back down here to where we started and complete that line. And we're not done yet. But that line is number 8. And it's coming off of a yellow line. So we'll make it a bright red. Okay. And so now that's a new line. But we also have to start a second line here that will go where the old line went, up to the forestry department, here, and back again. And we can leave him green because he's not next to the other green line. Okay, so now we have a second one here. And then we have to make a third one that goes up the hill to complete the line that the old line did. So we'll start here, create, oh, I don't want to drag. There we go, create a new line. No, no, no. Create a new line. There we go. And then I'm going to go up the hill to where that one ended previously, add a stop, and then come back down so that it goes back down and makes a circle. See how it makes it 2 lines now? See how it's 1 line, but when I come down and create, I complete the line, it makes a circle there. That one I'm going to have to change the color on. It's green, touching green and green touching green. So this line needs to be something that shows up real good with green. And it is the number 9 line, no, 10, number 10 line, I think. Yeah, it's the number 10 line. And maybe we'll make it, white. As white as I can manage. There. That's real obvious. Okay, except, you know, it doesn't show up too good with the white background. So how about blue? Let's get down here and see how we show up. There. Okay, that's a good color. Huh. Somehow I moved him. There. Okay. So that's a good color for number 10. He shows up against the others real good. Doesn't conflict with any of the others. Okay. So now I've created a line, and we've still got, I think, yeah, we've still got this train and a couple of others. Let's see if, now I don't know if I can do this or not. Maybe not with that open. Let's try it with just this open. Okay, here's the train that's kind of sitting out here in the middle of nowhere. And if I can get on him, let's see which direction he's going. Oh, he just disappeared. Okay. Okay. So he probably reappeared over here, I'm guessing. Oh, there he is. See the green train? He hasn't turned red yet. Okay. This green train, metro train, is still green. That's one of the ones that popped off. It's the old green train, but he's on the red line. Let's see if he jumps onto the green line or becomes red himself. Okay. Okay. He's still green and, whoop, okay, he just disappeared and became a red train, I'll bet. Nope, he just dumped off all of his passengers, and now they've become red, or they were red. He dumped all these guys off. There he is, right there. Oh, no, that's, okay, Metro line number 9, yeah. That's where he was. And now he's becoming green. Number 9 is now becoming green. He was red. Okay, so that's what happens to the trains when you take their line away. They go back into some spot on the old line and become one of the new trains. They even change colors to become one of the new trains. Cool, huh? Okay, well, we're at 33 minutes, and I think I'm going to cut this one off. When we come back, you know what? No, I'm going to go over here where there are, we have one more set of lines to fix, but I'll fix them in the next one. Right now, I just want to grab somebody who's going in. And everybody appears to be going out right now. Okay, there's a lady and her dog. Anna Graham. She's headed to a drugstore. No, she works at a drugstore and she's headed home. I'm going to check and see how far she's going. She's down here, way down here, in the tourist area, and she works probably down here somewhere. But she lives at Hickory Residence, and I'm looking for somebody who's up by the dam, who has to go all the way up by the dam. This would not be her. She's only going across to the first stop. So we'll go back to Anna, and see if we can grab somebody else. This guy, Walter Green, is going to the Victoria residence to go home. Let's see if his residence is up the hill. Nope, we're back down again in Portside, just across the water. So we don't want him either. We're going to find somebody here. I'm going to put you offline until I can find someone who is going home up in the dam area. Okay, putting you on hold. Okay, 12 sims later, we have discovered Sterling Harvey. Now, he is going home to the Sheffield residence, which if I click on it, takes us up to his residence, which you will see is in the upper plateau of the upper plateau of the dam, which is all the way away across all of this. You can see him way out there at the port. That's what I wanted, somebody who has to come all the way out across all of this and go through all the metros, because we're going to try and follow him through the metros, thanks to Tony 56. If we don't lose him, sometimes you lose him, but we're going to try. Okay, so we've still got Harvey. We're going to get down as close as we can to him. This way, there he is. And then we're going to go into Harvey, who is an old retired grandpa like this guy right here. Only he's going home and the other guy's, going to the store or whatever. So as we go down into the metro, I will click this section and it will turn things green, and we'll be able to see him we'll see what he sees in his different colors. We won't see him changing color, but we'll see other people that are, and you'll see him getting on different metros. So let's go with Sterling Harvey down into the metro station. Okay, and he looks like he's in an area of people who are getting on a yellow train. And there is only a yellow train here. That's the tourist train that takes you over to the port side, where the port shopping center is, which is a real shopping center, not just nightlife stuff. Okay, so hopefully he'll hop on this one, and we won't have to wait for him. He didn't hop on that one. Okay, we're going to have to wait for a little bit. See if I can do this and still stick with him. I'm afraid to do this. I'm not using the keyboard. I should be able to get away with it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so he is now in the train, and it looks like he's in the driver's seat of the train. So we should start moving here pretty soon, unless by doing that I made us. There we go. Okay, he's in the last. He's in the last train, the last piece of the train. What do you call those little chunks of the train? He's in that, and he's looking backwards out of it. Sometimes you do wind up looking backwards. Sometimes you look forwards. It pretty much depends upon. We just went through it. You can see the tunnel down there, some of it. And of course, all this that you're seeing that's grayed out is the buildings that are above. Now he's getting off, and he can become a red person, or I think that's all he can do at this point, is become a red person or a yellow person. He's standing with the reds, so he is probably a red person now, getting ready to go up to Newport side. And there he goes, hopping on the train. We won't know if he's going forward or backward. Quite often you wind up going backward, and that's what he's doing. Yep. He's in the front, but he's looking along the back of the train as the train goes. He's apparently sitting facing backward in the train. I think that's what happens. Sometimes they are going forward. Sometimes they're going backward. And there's not a lot you can do to change that. Here people are coming down off. He's getting off. He might be going green. Let's see what he does. Okay, so now he's a green guy headed for the forestry department, given that he can find a green train to get on. There are people that have gotten off the green train that have turned pink, and they are waiting for, that's what all the red people are, or pink people are. They're waiting for the pink train that goes back down to Old Portside. So he's in with the green group, headed for the forestry department. Okay, sometimes you have to wait for 2 or 3 trains if there are a lot of people. Oh, he got on a train. It looks like he's facing backwards again. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. Oh, no, he's facing forward this time. And he's headed out of New Portside and into, and when you're on the top of the train, you're kind of like, just your eyeballs are sticking out above the ground level, but your body is sitting on the top of the train. And that's better than what we had before, which was they didn't get on the train at all. And I think if I went up and I fixed my first person so that you were sitting lower, you'd be completely in the tunnel. But this works fine for me anyway. You can lower your area if you want to, but okay, he's in the forestry department in the tunnel now, and running through the forestry department to the metro station right here. Okay. Okay, and he's getting off here, and he should become blue. There he goes. He's joining the blue group now. They're going to wait to go up to the junction at the Lower Plateau residential area, which will take them to the Upper Plateau residential area. And while all this is going on, we still have $10,800 a week dumping into our city coffers, which are at $2,500,000 plus. So we're doing really, really well with our intermediate series, and I'm really, really, really happy with it. Okay, Sterling Harvey, the gentleman that we're kind of riding along the nose of, is halfway home now. He's getting on the blue train, and he's going to be headed out of forestry and up onto that hill area up there. See the hills up there at the top? Well, up in here. He's headed up that way. And there he goes. And he's faced backwards again. It all depends upon which seat your sim takes when he gets on the plane. I mean, on the train. Sometimes he goes backwards because he's facing backwards, and sometimes he goes forwards because he's gotten on a forward-facing seat inside the train. Okay, so he's headed up the hill out of this forestry department and up into this first plateau area where there is actually it's the middle plateau area. He just passed the first plateau area where there is no metro stop, and I really need to put one in there. And we will. But he's going up to the middle plateau area where there is a business, a lot of business, regular business, and that's where he's headed now. These are all businesses, people walking around up here shopping, but he's not going to get off there. No siree. He's going to get on that little tiny short one that goes up to this upper plateau up here, and that's where he's going to get off. He'll get off here, he'll turn into another color, and I believe it's the whites. Not sure. Oh, blue. Didn't we make him blue? I don't remember. I think we made them blue. Maybe he's green. Oh, he was blue. Now he's getting on a green train. Here comes a green train. He might get on it. Yes, he did. And oh my goodness, it looks like he's facing forward again. This is fun. He's facing backward. I lied. Okay, he's headed up the hill. This is a real short one, if I remember correctly. Headed up the hill, leaving that business district behind, coming up into the residential area of the upper plateau. That's where he's coming right now. Going through that huge park and getting off right here. Now, he should, because the orange, I think, goes to he should be getting off now. I mean, out of the metro. He should be headed up the metro station. Yeah, he is. There he goes, up the hill. Up, 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 up. He's got one more to go? Okay, so he's orange now. Oh, I see. He's got to go up one more. Okay. Did not catch that he was going to go up one further. This will be the last one that he hops on, though. He's going to hop on the orange train. That blue train you see coming in goes to the farming district, and the other train that you see, you'll see an orange train coming in, and it will go to the upper plateau. We must be in I don't know where we are. If I could get out and take a look without losing him, I would. We're in one of the plateaus. Don't know which one at this point. But unless he's changed his mind and decided he's going somewhere else. Oh, I know where he's going. There is a station in this upper plateau and he's going forward this time. He sat down, so he's facing forward. There's a station just at the bottom of the road that goes up by the fire department, of the road that goes up to that little tiny upper plateau. The plateau he's going to is right up here, but he's going to have to walk up the hill or ride up the hill on either in a car or on a bike or walk. There's the upper plateau that you can barely see right here. Well, he's down in the subway, so you kind of metro. Okay, that plateau right there is where he's headed, but he's getting off here and he's going to go up the stairs. He's going to be white, and he's going to go up the stairs of the metro right there. There he goes. Okay, now he's out of the metro, and he's gotten on a bike. Okay, and he's taking the bike up to this plateau up here. And there he goes, headed up the hill to his house in the rain. That wasn't him ahead of us, by the way. We are still on his nose. And we're going to head up the hill with him where he lives, way up on the plateau. When he gets to the top, I'll pop out of him so we'll stay up there. Because if you stay in him, when he goes into his house, sometimes it pops you back. Sometimes it pops you to the roof of the house that he goes into. So, but he's headed up the hill now. And we stayed with him all through all of those metro rides where he jumped from one metro train to another. And he had to pay a ticket each time he did that, which is another reason I split them all up. Because that way you make more money. Because they have to have a metro pass for each train, I think. Maybe not, but we're at 11,000 from 10,000. So I think maybe the metro makes more money this way. If it doesn't, it certainly doesn't make any less. There he goes. Headed up the hill. He's on the plateau now. And we're at 49. This is going to be a long upload. But I just wanted to do this one last first person because it's so neat to be able to do this. We can probably pop that out, yeah. And I'll try and pop out of him as soon as he faces his building. I'll try. Or I could stay in him and we'll see what happens when he goes into the building. Maybe I should do that. Then we have some clue as to what happens. He's still riding his bike home, and we're at 50 minutes, so I'm over the hump now anyway. It's going to be a long upload, a 3-day upload for this. But it's worth it. I really am going to try and keep him to 30 minutes. But, you know, I promised you guys I'd put one in the middle, one in the beginning, and one in the end. This was the only way I could do it. Okay, he is now off his bike, walking, and he's probably going to go into this building. So I'm going to tab out of him. Okay, there he is, right down there. In the rain, it's kind of hard to see him. But there he is. See, right there. There's Sterling. Okay. There's Sterling with the little blue thing on him. I'm going to turn him loose now and see where he goes. He's going to the next building, I guess. Oh, well, there he goes, and he's going in. And if we back up now, we see that he's in his building, because right there is his little blue... Oh, I lost him. Okay. So that's where he went. We're still with him. Thanks to Tony56, we're still where he was, and he was on the plateau with the Pegasus. He can actually look out on the Pegasus Park, but he's in this building, and so his view of the Pegasus Park is, because he was in this building, given that he's, okay, he's probably right about there, and that's what he sees out of his window in his condo. Not too shabby a view. Huh. Nice big park, which we would go down into, but we don't have time. So I will see you in episode 70. This is episode 69. I'll see you in episode 70, probably in about a week, because I've given you 2 and now I have to go to Riverdance. Bye.